What's going on? Look what we got. Look what we got. So, first off, this was the color pattern I was originally going for, and it's kind of neat. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe the red needs to be changed out to make it really pop. What we'll do is get something else in there mixed with it. Maybe this black one. Maybe. Pet treats. What did I do with those? There they are. Yeah, it'll be a pretty interesting combo. Yeah, I can get like black with green on the back and then jungle green on the sides. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what it makes. As for what I'm going to carry with me, this one versus this one. Well, let's go with this one. I want gatherer or plunderer. Probably plunderer. So this one, I guess. Let's see what this one was. Red, blue, red. Alright, let's see. Do I like that one more or that one? Kind of like this one because it's smaller. Doesn't get in the way as much. That's trash. That's trash. Almost got a full stack of those. That's cool. All right. Oh, yeah. Cool. I got some in here to keep him happy and gathering. And we're basically good to go. Let's see what's going on. A couple people for Tradu Mines. I guess I could play my ranger and just try and get a bow out of there. That's a possibility. Nobody's in the queue. Alright, cool. So today, I'm thinking it's going to be a mix of some leveling with my mage and some other stuff. That'll be just a little bit more casual, I don't know. I do want to check one thing. Riley had said that they double checked, because I was quite concerned that I wasn't getting as much XP as I should be. But Riley said they checked and it was all good. But I do want to see what kind of XP I'm getting for, say, a snake kill. So I'm going to go out to the desert and Desert Wilds on the Chthonic Ruins side and see if I can kill one of those snakes. I confirmed... where are we at? I confirmed that I went back to my very first, my tank. That was my first character getting to 20. And when I was at level 19 on that tank, I was getting about 830 XP for taking out one of those snakes. And that was solo, not in a party, by myself. Just 100% me killing this thing. And doing the same thing with my ranger, I was getting about 1100, something like that, somewhere in that neighborhood, which makes sense because comparatively speaking, I should have been getting 30% more XP on my ranger, being that it was my second character, and it was below my main character. Yeah, I want to check this, and by my calculations, along with another guy's that was commenting in the thread, we should be getting around 1500 XP for killing something, because you're getting that 800 and whatever XP plus 30%, and then off of that 30%, you're getting 50% of that added on. So that should be like, quite a bit. All right. Got everything we need on. Yes. Ooh, this is going to be rough. Please hit. Ah, shit. Always the ones that I think are like really good casts that end up being like total fails. Something about Frost 3, I kind of have to draw it higher for it to work for me, which is weird. Most of the other spells, drawing it down low and real small works better, but I have a really hard time with Frost 3 getting it to work that way. I know I'm making that line a little bit too short, to be honest. There we go. I'm probably going to die from poison here, but... Mage, man. I just don't fucking know. This class is just absolutely brutal to play. Oh my god. I think this is the problem with doing the snakes for me, is I can't cast quick enough to kill these things, but I'm going to try maybe on this one to open with Frost 3 to slow them down a little bit, and then just go to town with fireballs. Or maybe I'll just go to town with fireballs, I don't know. All I want to do is kill one so I can see how much XP it's giving, so that I can know at level 18 how much I'm getting. And I'd like to ideally get to 19 today and do the same thing, but we'll see. do that so I only end up dropping my reagents. God, I suck at this. Yeah, I am not very good at mage. I think this is the worst part about mage for me, is that I just find it difficult to do anything solo. And I understand, like, most of the classes you're going to run into that same problem where it's less a problem with your character or your playing and more a problem with in this game how you get like what type of content there is. Like, technically speaking, you're not even supposed to come out to the wilds until you're 20. It's just that if you want level 20 enemies that are doable, your options are basically the snakes or the worms, which is dumb in the first place, but whatever. So yeah, I'm just kind of I'm more upset with content in this game than I am with anything else. Like, I really wish there was way more options, like maybe the enemies scaling to you. And I don't think that the XP you're getting from kills should be done in a part per share fashion, the way it currently is, where if you have 2 people in a party and, you know, it's based on damage and your level and all that stuff. I think the way it should be done is have everything scale to you and give you appropriate XP no matter where you are or what you're doing. Obviously make it so that difficult enemies give you better rewards and all that stuff. And, you know, do have enemies that are differing levels, but have them leveled in a certain way that if I come into the desert at level, let's say level 12, roughly 13 even, that is the point at which you kind of are supposed to be here progression-wise in the game. That dungeon's a level 16 dungeon. It should be the last thing you do in this zone. So in the time you're doing quests throughout here and all that stuff, you should be getting a few levels so that you're at about level 15 or 16 when you do that dungeon. And as a result, this area should become effectively obsolete at level 16. Instead, what it ends up being is half of the game is spent in this desert, which I don't think is right. You should be able to go wherever you want in the game. And I mean, this is always one of those problems you face in any RPG or MMO, where you're kind of going to run into that problem of like, okay, well, this is like your starter zone, and this is sort of like you would be between these levels when you're over here, and so on. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a design choice, obviously. Who this is? Hey, how's it going? You ain't talking. I ain't talking. Oops. I'm pretty sure I'm getting more XP today. I mean, me in a group with one other person, I'm getting 800 to 1,000 XP per kill. I certainly wasn't getting this much yesterday. Come on. I don't know if that guy wants in or not. Oh, he's taking off. Okay. Shit. Come on. Shit. Come on. Oops. Oh shit.
Ew.
Yo, just give me a second.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Sir Boom a lot. Love it.
Oh shit, I need heals.
Oh.
Thanks.
I'm gonna pull down. Oh, we both got this.
That's okay. With 3 people, we could take on probably 2 or 3 at the same time. The 2 of us have been doing 2.
We should, yeah. There we go. My aim sucks.
Can you get that one on the left inside there?
Yeah, let me see.
Kind of far in there. I don't know if he's within pole range.
No, he's not within pole range.
Okay, there we go. There's another one over here.
We've got to move in or he's going to leash.
Yeah, I got another one coming at us too. From the right side.
I'll pull down.
That other one is still up.
It's you with the fancy wand at 18.
Yeah, I think this is a shard 3 one that I picked up. I think I did it while I was on my warrior. I got my ranger to 20 last week, and my mage has just been a bit of a struggle. It's kind of one of those classes that, like, until they announced this, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to take it to 20. It's a little tedious.
Yeah, that was my first 20. This is my second, so... Or will be my second, I should say.
I'd recommend doing ranger as your 3rd. Ranger was so easy to level.
Yeah, my 3rd's gonna be warrior though, just so I have one of everything.
Yep. Warrior's fun. That was my first 20, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I still love playing it. It's a lot more stressful in dungeons because there's a lot of pressure on tanks, but it's fun.
Yep, but that's always the role of the tank, right?
And honestly, as a tank, you can find a party so easy.
Yep.
Yeah, we might have to go inside here to get a big group.
All right, I'll put people down for us. And look at you guys, you both got fancy weapons.
Yeah. I'll be honest, you use a guaranteed roll on an alt and it's like no problem. Like even a shard 1 is going to be a pretty big improvement. It's mainly getting that affix, like a guaranteed affix is a pretty big deal. I'm going to try and pull aggro off you, hang on. It's just that one that's on you.
Yep. And healing aggro is not making it much better, but...
Yeah. I think mages, along with rangers, need threat generating and threat dissipating. Like orbs or
Yes.
spells and arrows.
Like every DPS class in every other MMO has like a threat boss, right?
Yeah.
Something to drop threat. That is like core to MMOs.
That's the kind of stuff that I hope they spend some time tweaking over the summer, now that their roadmap's basically fulfilled.
Yeah, now that we have a raid coming out tomorrow, you know.
I'm pretty excited. It'll be fun.
Yeah. But hopefully I can find a damn group.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts as well. It's like there's going to be the obvious Nox, EK, Alphabet, all those groups, Nova, but finding a freelance group is going to be a little bit tougher. I'm just hoping that because I'm friends with people in most of those guilds that it'll be they'll be like, yo, we need a pickup player, and it's like, yeah, I'm your guy.
Yeah, exactly. You just hang out in everybody's LFG channels on Discord. There'll be a lot of pickup groups though, I think. Nice. Just gotta keep this XP bonus going.
Yeah. This guy in. Stacking up so hard, I might have to switch to Frost and Ice Lance. A little AoE on him.
All right. Bringing 2 more in. Oh shit.
Oh, we're good.
Oh, fuck.
Just sit tight, I'll give you a res. We got 2 left or 1 left? I think there's just the one. Okay. Come on. Jeez. Shit. I'm back in combat.
There we go. I'm good.
Oh yeah, I guess you did have life wall on. My bad. That's way quicker. Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Oh.
There we go. Ah, crud, we just both put 1 levels down. Is that it?
I think so. Oh, there's the one.
Yes. Taffy Major die. Yeah.
Live the dream.
Pink life, yo.
Sorry, I had my voice chat on in game. I wasn't really thinking too much about chat.
Ooh, gonna die. Oh, that was close. Woo!
Oh, come on. Cast. Come on. Yeah, it can definitely be about them ice spikes. Whoa, what am I doing?
I guess I'm running back.
That's the problem with the ice spike, is the time it takes to change things up and reposition to get into a place where you can cast those. You're gonna end up basically losing DPS. I think that's why a lot of people switch to a pure fireball based build. It's just so much quicker. And it's a lot more forgiving. I am building super like whoa today.
Alrighty, I'm back. Put up a second healing. It's less of a risk.
Oh. I don't know. I mean, like, it depends on the mobs. With these ones that shift around a lot and won't stay stationary, it can be a lot trickier because you're casting, say, your Frost 2, and then they disappear underground. They're repositioned. The whole point when you've got a mob with Ice Bolt, Ice Lance, is you want to be piercing through them with the Ice Lance, but you have to freeze all of them first. So a better tactic would be if your musketeers fire down a Frost Orb, and they're already frozen, and you can just focus on spamming Ice Lance. That's actually a really potent strategy through here. But again, it comes down to them stacking up and moving around and not necessarily being in the positions you want them in to get maximum damage. And again, like, you're relying on that you cast that Ice Lance, because otherwise they're not doing damage they could be doing with poison. Like, musketeers don't do a shit ton of DPS, so any DPS they do is going to be a bonus. Damn it. Come on. Oh shit. Come on. Whoa. I mean, I'm pretty quick at casting Frost 3. This might be something that I could switch to doing. Problem is failing it means a hell of a lot more time wasted. The main problem is splash damage and not getting through all of them. Like, if you cast Frost 3, the amount that it does isn't really substantial. You're still doing more with Fireball because you can cast it so much quicker. Frost 3 is a bunch of extra strokes. So like I said, the quickest thing you can do is have someone else cast Frost onto them. Or have a Muskie's casting it. It's just all about the speed and ease and consistency of casting for me, because part of it is doing damage by being able to get a lot of spells off or high damage spells going down. But for me, it's like the main thing is trying to remain consistent. Like, I'm not going to get my Frost 3 every time. I'll get it pretty frequently, but every time is a bit of a stretch. I would argue that it's almost better for me to waste my time on a Fireball 3. But again, with that, I'm still not super consistent with it. I'm more consistent with it than Frost 3 on some days, but other days Frost 3 is like nothing for me. But I don't know, I haven't actually spent the time to go through on a training dummy and calculate out what my total DPS is and min-maxing my spells in that regard. And I don't have Selfish Streak on right now, I don't think, which makes a big difference, do I? Oh, I do have Selfish Streak, my bad. So with Selfish Streak, that's the other thing. You're gaining a damage boost just from being able to cast those spells. Can't see this guy's health bar.
There it is.
Woo! Damn it.
Oh. Stacked our wills. Oops. Oh, dang. I will miss.
Come on.
Nice.
What's my favorite class? It's tough for me to say. One of the problems with picking a favorite class is I like them for different things. Tank feels really, like Warrior feels really good to play, but it can also be really stressful because in dungeons at endgame, there's a lot of pressure on you. You know, if you go down, it's generally a wipe. Ranger is pretty like carefree, but the satisfaction of doing actual DPS is like pretty awesome. Like I really love the feeling of hitting a really long range shot and timing out shit perfectly so that my damage is really potent. And you know, I don't know, it's like it's one of those things that there's different scenarios when I like the different classes. Mage can be fun, but I find it to be the most frustrating of all the classes for leveling. At endgame, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a little bit less stressful at endgame. In a party, mage is definitely not a big deal because you've got some protection, you've got some backup. You know, if you've got a tank, you shouldn't ever get aggro, so you shouldn't have to worry about healing too much. So you're just kind of focusing on DPS, and mage can do a fuck ton of damage. I think mage technically can be the most DPS in the game, far more than ranger, if you know how to cast very rapidly and you're very good at doing it and consistent. Again, it's the main thing. Consistency is number one with mages, and that's like the main like limiting factor. Like if you're a shitty mage who can't cast, which on some days I am, you're not going to have a good time with it. So you might as well not play. You might as well play something else. You'll enjoy it too much. You'll enjoy it a lot more. But in Musketeer, I haven't spent nearly as much time with. I think my Musketeer is level 9. But I can tell you that Musketeer is nice because it's a lot more laid back. Like, there is still a lot more thinking about it, like what orbs you got to use, how you got to use them, when you got to use them. Not just firing them into the barrel and going as fast as you can. There is timing stuff with it, and I like that element of it.
That's what I always wanted.
Oh, come on. So, I don't know. There's definitely pros and cons to all the classes, but I mean, like with Musketeer, for me, the downside of it is that it is a lot more relaxed. It's less engaging as a result of being more relaxed. So, it can be a little bit more sedentary to play it. I don't know. I guess if I had to pick, I'd still go with Warrior. But after playing Ranger, I think Ranger would take second. And I don't know. Between Mage and Muskie, it's kind of a tough choice for me. Mainly because I'm not always the greatest Mage. And I'm not crazy about classes that feel like you're standing around doing nothing. And I guess that kind of ties in with Mage too. If you're not successfully casting spells, it sometimes just feels like you're standing around doing nothing, even though you're not. Ah, shit, come on. Trying to get that Fireball 3 to happen sometimes doesn't go so well. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about fishing, and I would probably put fishing above mage. Though the fishing for me the last time I was playing was kind of fucking bugged out. It's weird. And while I find the fishing quests kind of long, they're all doable. I mean, the last few fishing quests I think are kind of stupid because those new legendary fish or whatever they are just take too goddamn long to track them down, and then when you finally track them down, there's no rhyme or reason to it really. They just kind of show up, and then somebody says, "Yeah, we're over," and then people go and they fish them up and whatever. So I think the new fish are probably the weakest fish. I get the appeal of them and all that, but like that extra 5 potions they can make is pretty cool. But is it worth the time that you sink into it? I don't know. I guess if you're really keen on fishing, it's pretty cool. Okay, what's going on here? What is going on here? Ah, I finally get one and I cast it into somebody else. crazy that we're going to town and we're not maintaining a 1.6. I guess we're not really focusing fire. That's maybe one of the problems here. And me being the only DPS also affects things. There's our 1.6. Also, sorry if I'm not replying to you right away. I'm hearing the messages right away. It's just for me to multitask casting while talking can sometimes be tough if I don't already know the topic, if I have to kind of read and interpret. Yeah, the fishing gear, the new fishing gear, actually, to get on that point, I think is a really good idea. I like having it so they fight less if you're a good fisherman. I do think requiring you to catch those new fish with only partial bits of the gear and finishing with the full gear kind of makes it a little bit less... Where is he? Did I get both of those guys? Damn, I'm a beast. Come on. With the other thing with the fishing is that, like, all the other fish have a rhyme and reason to them. You can repeat it, you can test it, you can, figure it out on your own. And I find with how common these rare lures are that you would craft from the wilds to catch these big legendary fish, you're gonna run into the issue of if you were testing it on your own, like I did a little while ago when they released it, you're gonna use up so many lures just testing to see if the fucking things are there. Let alone actually catching any, just testing to see if they're there. Going around all these different areas trying to find them. And, if you turn up empty repeatedly, you're gonna burn through your lures really quick. And I think that's one of the problems with it is, like, any of the other fish, you can catch them and deal with them pretty quickly. They're not super hard on the, like, wallet, so to speak, in terms of resources required for making the lures. You might burn through some fishing potions, but that's about, or the age fish scent attractors or whatever. You might burn through those, but the lures themselves aren't generally that costly. It's when you get into stuff like, I guess like sharks needing the eye worms for them and that kind of stuff, but they're not that difficult to get. It's like, fuck. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of good things about having a system the way it is for the fishing. There's a lot of negatives too. And I don't really think one outweighs the other. They're just both sort of parts of the same thing, which I guess is why I've been pretty much okay with it. But for these new fish, you burn through a lot of lures just trying to find them. It's different, if you're in the Discord channels and stuff and you've got people talking about where they are, and it's like, it's not really a big deal then. But when you get into the, oh shit, I didn't realize that guy was,
Congrats.
you burn through a lot of materials trying to find them if you're doing it solo, which I always try to do the new content that comes out. I always try to deal with it on my own first, so I get a little bit of the surprise of it. sometimes it's more fun to experience things with other people. Sometimes it's more fun to find it on your own, but I don't know. I mean, when I was learning the fishing lures myself, like this is before Decoy did his fishing day, and we all kind of pitched in to help get some raw data on the fish and get a conclusive list of what's what with the fish and what catches what and majors, minors, secondaries, all that stuff. And prior to doing that, I did a similar thing myself. I didn't go individual lure by individual lure in every body of water. That would have taken quite a bit of time, but I did test a bunch of different lures, found out what worked, and then once I found out what worked, did some variations on it to find out what really worked. And I never used the tertiary lures for mine. Like two pieces for all of the fish was enough, including things like sharks and whatnot. And the tertiary really isn't necessary, but it does add maybe one fish per lure. And that was like a big thing for me, is like when you figure that out, you're min-maxing. You're just trying to get the most out of what you have. And yeah, I don't know. I do like the fishing though. I hope they expand on it in a more substantial way than just here's some new fish. I want to see some stuff like, oh, you can now do boat fishing or something like that. Or like different fishing techniques to catch different fish. Like anyone who's fished before knows there's a difference between like jigging and trolling and you know, casting and long line and all these things. And they all catch different things. They all have different methods. Like, you know, you should be able to combine a whole bunch of lures to make, and some other stuff to make like a fishing net or something that you can like catch a bunch of fish with. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff that you could do with it that I think they haven't utilized the fishing to the potential that it could be. By the way, sorry, I'm kind of rambling on. How are you biased? Cast at all. Break down some of this gear. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the big fish are cool. Like, I like reeling in something that's a bit more of a challenge, and it's not just like drag this hunk of wood in kind of thing. I like that feeling, but I don't know. I just think there's too much with it that causes it to be a wasteful type of fishing. I would rather see a perfect lure combination with fishing potion, with full set of fishing gear, plus luck rings. I would rather see that give you half the amount of fish for the end ones than make it so difficult to actually find them and catch them from a solo player's perspective. Because most people who are fishing, they're not playing with other people while they're fishing. And needing players to rely on something like Discord and the channels to just figure out where the hell these fish are, even as an end game player. And the only reason people find out about them is because there's a few people who are like constantly fishing in these different areas, and they'll be like, "Oh, yo, I just started catching this fish here." Like that's, to me, that's not good enough. They can do so much better with it, and I really hope they do. But it is still fun. I mean, catching those fish, when you catch your first like frosted perch or flounder or whatever, the blimp, or is it blimp or bimp? Bimp fish, I think. Blimp, I don't know. Anyways, when you catch those, you're like, you spend quite a bit of time reeling them in the first time, and I'll be honest, like, that's the good part of it. Everything else surrounding it sucks. The actual fishing of it is pretty fun. And they need to work with that, because if the actual core mechanic is good, it's just a matter of tweaking things. It's not a matter of starting from scratch or anything like that. Come on, baby. I got Last Dance by Mary Jane stuck in my head. Or Last Dance with Mary Jane. Yeah, Last Dance with Mary Jane. I love me some fucking Tom Petty. You know, a little while ago, I started watching this Tom Petty documentary, and I was like, man, this is a pretty long movie. Like, it doesn't even feel like they're halfway through his career. And then I looked, and it was a 4-hour like documentary, and I watched that whole thing, and I wasn't bored at all. Like, Tom Petty's a sweet dude. He's one of the few like celebrity rock stars that died that I was like, fuck, that kind of sucks. Dude was still touring, still kicking ass. It'd be like if Mick Jagger died, you know? Like, I'm not a huge Stones fan, but you can't deny the impact of Mick and Keith on rock music, and I don't know, same thing with Tom Petty for me. Like, dude's rad. I've seen him a couple times, and it was great. He's definitely old though, or he was, I should say. Man, oh man. For a while, me and my friends did a lot of karaoke for a while, and one of the times I saw Tom Petty, he comes out on stage, and I assure you, if you've never seen Tom Petty,
this is a fantastic group. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, totally. I apologize for not talking more. I'm talking to my Twitch chat, and I didn't want to just be jabbering on while you guys are sitting here. It can kind of get annoying to hear someone rambling.
No worries, man.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is like, if you've never seen Tom Petty, I assure you this is a pretty fucking good impression of Tom Petty. But he comes out, and before they start playing, he's like, "Hey, you guys," and that's what Tom Petty sounds like normally when he's talking. And for a while, when we were doing a lot of karaoke, I'd pretty much always do a Tom Petty song and come out taking on the whole Tom Petty persona.
I can hit you
and
with
it's
my
kind
heels
of a fun in joke amongst us, because If you sing like Tom Petty, people will inevitably ask you after, like, oh, is that like how you naturally sing, or were you doing an impression? Say, what the fuck do you think? Nobody sings like Tom Petty. Tom Petty sings like Tom Petty. Come on. Yeah, I think that's one of the other things too about Tom Petty is his his I'd watch like some live clips of Tom Petty where he's just talking in between songs and just straight up rip on that stuff when you do karaoke of it. It adds to the experience. You get into the role a little bit more. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to sing like Tom Petty when you talk like Tom Petty too. Oh yeah, another line I used to use for Mary Jane's Last Dance is, "This is a song about a girl I used to know. A couple of you might know her too." Oh man, shit's funny. So anyways,
5 seconds to get a kill.
I think I'm starting to get spell fatigue here. I think I'm starting to get a little bit of spell fatigue here. My casts are getting a little bit less consistent.
Less accurate? Yeah, that happens. I get it, man. If you need to take a break, let me know.
Yeah, I'm good to roll for a little while. I mean, so you said it's a good group. You wanna take advantage of that as much as you can.
Yeah, when you get these, they're rare.
Level 19's a slog, and it's a little bit less of a slog when you got a group that's just chewing through stuff.
I'm already through a third of the level, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just about halfway, I think. I hate how the end of the bar is like there's like a little open space there, so when I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm halfway, there's
so
kind of a guess.
The easiest way to look at it is it's the N in seconds.
Yeah, that makes sense. That looks about right. I remember my first 20, I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get it, and then it caught me off guard, and I was like, oh yes! And
then if you're OCD like me,
yeah, every time you look at it, you just get mad. It is, as far as I'm concerned, it's a pretty strange choice to have made. Like, I could understand if it was both sides of the bar like that, but it's not. Yeah, it's plus 50%, but it's, I mean, if it's not your first character, you've got your 30% bonus on top of that. Riley didn't confirm whether or not it was stacked before or with, so I don't know if it's technically an 80% or if it's like 130%, then 50% of that, which makes a substantial difference when you're going from...
It's 80.
Well, so... I went back and I watched my first video and of hitting 20 with my with my warrior, and I was getting about 830 XP for a solo kill on a snake in the wilds, which is same as these leechers. And last week with my ranger, I think I was getting about 1100 or something like that, which fits in with the 30%. And by that logic, I should be getting around 1500 solo, and I haven't done any solo stuff with my mage, so I don't know. But I talked to Riley, and he checked into it. They added some logging, which I don't know why they didn't do it in the first place, but I kind of yesterday when I was grinding, it did not feel this fast, and I kind of feel like that hotfix they put out today also had a hotfix to actually give you the correct XP, and they just didn't mention it. But that's just my conspiracy theory.
You know what? That's true. I tested yesterday because I had been soloing in La Malora.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly how much one of those, blue tails would give me in XP.
Yeah.
And it was roughly about 50% more. So
Okay.
It was like,
so if it was working, it was working. I don't know. I think it's like sometimes it's confirmation bias. Like if you're not in a really great mood and you're grinding, you're just kind of like, fuck, it's taking forever.
yeah. I know, it does take forever. It's still faster than some quests, though.
Yeah.
Not as fast as the Necropolar stuff, though.
Oh man,
Cow.
I did. Somebody, they didn't want to watch any cutscenes or anything. They're just like, "You want to help me do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll help you do it." And I think we did it in like 30 minutes tops. Like we cruised through that shit real quick.
I was gonna say, if you don't watch the cutscenes, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, and I mean like that final battle, like that should be pretty quick, and it's not.
I think we need to move a little closer in. We're pushing some mobs.
I think we actually did kind of end up drifting a little bit when we were over here before. All right, I'll get a few coming in. My super is almost charged. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
When you got a res, I can walk back if not.
No, I've got you.
Okay,
we'll
cool.
Get you up. I just gotta wait for my life to come back.
No worries. Oh. The worst part is losing that super I just charged up. It's like almost there. I just wanted to wait for them to stack up a bit. I think if we had like one more mage out here, yeah, we'd do a lot less XP, but we'd maintain that 1.6 like way more.
Yeah.
But then I think we'd probably run into the point where we wouldn't be able to
Mobs.
Yeah, we'd kill them all. We'd end up spawning the world boss,
which is always fun. Really? Why can't I?
I haven't done it in a while, but I kind of want to do Saniel again because I burned my Saniel rings into my Essa rings to get the vitality and the crit.
I spent 2 days farming those sand boss, and I never got any rings.
Oh, and the worst thing is they really are good rings, and they were the best rings in the game right up until the Essa rings came out with the third world boss. And those rings with the Signet of Draco combined into it, each ring is 100 vitality and 30 crit. Like that's huge.
Yeah, I don't have any rings other than my, rings of striking, meditation, and luck.
Oh man, we got to get you some world boss farming, man. Today actually might be a good day to do it because there'll be a lot of people, coming back on to check their characters and stuff before the raid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm actually really curious what the numbers are going to be like tomorrow and this weekend because the past 2 weeks it's been way lower. Like after the free weekends, we were up to like 300 people a day, kind of like on average. And now this past week has been like pretty much every time I look, it's like 70 to 100 people. So the numbers definitely dropped down for a bit there. And I'm wondering if it's content drought that did that, or if it's like just people tired of the game or whatever. Or a mix.
I was out just because of, life.
Yeah. No doubt.
I travel for work, so it's like, if I'm not home, I can't travel with my vibe.
Yeah.
They really don't have the portable version of everything you need for VR.
You could get some like mic stands, I guess, but it's like, do you really want to travel with like $2,000 worth of shit plus your PC? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like
I mean, I guess if you worked out of your car and you're staying in hotel rooms all the time, like maybe, but it's pretty it's still pretty tough because you're still carrying that shit around with you all the time. Like I wouldn't want to leave a full Vive setup in a hotel room that I'm not in. Like, yeah, they'd cover it if you lost it or whatever, but it's a principle thing.
Yeah, seriously. Well, that's it. Like, I already have everything set up on tripods because I move it frequently enough that I wanted it to be on, like, my sensors to be on tripods. But, like, traveling with 2 tripods, a gaming laptop, the headset,
yeah,
like, the controllers, like,
well, and then the worst thing is like the Vive wands, like if they take too much abuse, the ribbon cables inside slip, and then they stop tracking properly. I had to take mine apart recently just to fix that. I thought they were completely broken, but it ended up just being some ribbon cables. I was like, man, I wish I knew how these things were constructed before. I would have taken them apart and siliconed every ribbon cable in. But,
which I don't know why they didn't do that.
yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because it's like it's such a like they took the time to put some tape over that stuff. I think it's quicker to put some like goopy silicone over top of it, like from a manufacturing perspective.
Yep, no question.
All right, get them stacked up here. Hopefully. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just missed him.
Hey, Nervly.
You guys.
Scott, hello. We got a whole group, man.
We might have to split into 2. If you guys want to take the stuff out front, we can just stay at the back. Otherwise we'll be dipping into each other's XP a little bit too much, I think. I should probably get in the life well.
Yeah, if you mind move in the back, then...
Yeah, we'll move back after we get these guys here.
Yeah, we just keep spawning infinitely, just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
should be
hear
okay
them
now.
talking, so are you in a Discord with them or something?
You might add him muted or something. I did hear him. In-game.
Weird. Oh, shit.
Oh. Oh, how did that
We got
miss?
a lot.
I think we're down to just 1 now.
Oh, you guys res me, though. I'm gonna have to run back, aren't
I no, I don't see a cooldown on you. We'll get you in a second here.
Okay.
I haven't been looking. I've got a gatherer dragon, so I haven't even been looking what I've been getting for rune mage reagents, but I know I've gotten a few at least.
I still have a 20-minute cooldown.
Okay. Oh wait, well when were you last revived?
I don't know. Is there...
It was a while ago. Like I was the last person to go down, so as soon as we get this guy down, I'll try it out. The thing's still buggy.
Wait, you said you tried and there's a timer over my head?
There's a timer for me. I have a 20-minute timer every time I res someone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Just give me a second. I just gotta break some stuff down.
Yeah, no worries.
Yesterday I was like, oh my
they all
god,
died
this
anyway.
stuck combat bug is insane. And then I like looked at my after fucking around with stuff for a while, I finally looked at my inventory and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. I've been over encumbered for like 20 minutes.
Yep, that happened to me. That happened to me in Frosted Spit because there was so much stuff that I was collecting.
Yeah.
Got to a point where I had to sell shards because that was what I had most of my weight in. Alright.
Alright, good to go. Have I tried the Oculus at all? Yes, I have. That was actually what I started with. I had I didn't back Oculus on Kickstarter, but I bought the Kickstarter edition, used off a guy. I mean, I followed that Kickstarter, but I was like, I've been burned enough with Kickstarter. I don't want to like risk it or whatever. And when it actually released and people were like, dude, it's fucking crazy, I got my dev kit, and I still have my dev kit. I never got the dev kit 2, and then when CV1 launched, I bought a CV1. I didn't end up spending a ton of time with the touch, but I did have it. I just found for me that the Vive tracking was the thing that really made the difference to me.
Accidentally put a
Are these guys?
down.
I think these guys might have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
It's like almost instantly. Yeah.
I think a lot of people kind of underestimate when you see a pack of like people like just thrashing mobs. It's like you kind of walk up and think that they might be easy mobs, but you know, 2 healers and we still occasionally struggle to survive. So
Yeah.
these
Especially
aren't
if you've got a
lightweights.
group of 3 and you're playing 2, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. What I find for me, like the worst thing with leveling the last levels in the game is like you're really limited on what you can actually like do. Like yeah, you can spend some time in Frosted Spit. Like yeah, there's the red tails. There's a few options for sure, but like at the end of the day, if you get in a group, worms are still the best. Like nothing tops them. It's
Yeah.
just so fast.
Yeah. Because they respawn so quickly.
That's the thing too. Is like if you go and do like the blue tails or whatever, like you're gonna wipe all of them before you get a chance to like get a stack going. Like even with
Yeah,
2
there is
people.
The one spot that I found that's close to the wilds, where it's like past the wild sign but not yet in the wilds.
Oh,
That's
like
a good spot because they spawn fast enough, and you're not at risk because you're not actually in the wilds.
like in Lamavora.
Yeah, it's Lamavora. If you know where the big mushroom dude is that you have
Yeah,
to go to the quest.
Yeah, I know
Jump beyond there.
exactly what you're talking about. I've never actually thought of doing it there, but that's great. That's actually a really solid spot. Because there is a ton of stuff in there, and it's all level 20,
Yeah.
eh?
It's well, some of it's like level 18, but still,
Yeah.
like you're getting decent experience. So it's not like these where it's all level 20, but you can kill them a lot faster because they don't go underground or anything.
I'm being followed.
Hey. There you are.
Oh shit! It's a blue weapon with 1,000 musketeer. Yes.
Oh, I thought I was gonna get him.
yeah, it's just 85 intellect.
Ah,
Sees
nice,
anyone
dude.
Hell yeah.
You may not know Nervly, but the 1,000 weapons and stuff, they'll scale to your level, so you won't actually be doing 1,000 attack. It'll just be a best in slot item for that level. So like if you're level 14, it'll be a certain amount of damage. Level 15, it'll be a certain amount.
It's still a great heirloom gear.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's always kind of good to keep on hanging on to one of those in case you accidentally delete your weapon. I think it was, do you guys know Rejinx?
Yes. I heard
Yesterday,
about that.
yeah, yesterday he was telling us he accidentally deleted his shit. Or no, maybe it was Alu. It was one of them, one of the Nova guys. I was leveling with him yesterday, and we were talking about that. Like, oh man, that'd be so brutal. You spend all this time grinding to get this gear and like getting it dialed in just right, and then you end up accidentally deleting it.
Oh yeah, it's because I'm in Discord with some people, and I was like, I couldn't hear them, so I had to walk away for a bit.
Is everyone inside the wall right now? There he is.
So Evan, you were saying something about 1,000 weapons. I didn't really hear it.
Yeah, basically, that weapon is going to be your best in slot weapon until you're level 20. It basically it scales to your level. So as you level up, it's going to do a bit more damage. Oh, that one got away.
Did you play WoW at all, Nervly?
Did I play what?
World of Warcraft?
I played very little.
Okay. There was a concept of heirloom gear in World of Warcraft where it was like the items scale with your level, so the higher level you are, the better the weapons are. That's
okay.
Pretty much all weapons in this game are like that. If you get a weapon that's higher level than you are, it scales to your level.
I really wish they put like proper levels on the gear.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you could kind
There's
of get
lot
a
of things I really wish.
yeah. I made a big checklist and the devs didn't even respond to it. Like, whatever.
My biggest I really wish is when I'm on my mage, I want to be able to turn while holding my wand.
Yeah, and move. I mean, I think your spell should be kind of locked within a box in front of you. Like there should be, like an invisible box that you can draw in kind of thing.
Yeah, so you can just mobily cast spells.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it really limits the mage's ability to do a lot of stuff by not having mobility. You need to heal when you get a chance.
Oh, you got it. I got you. Oh, I think we both did. All right.
Double whammy.
Remember to put my charts out.
I'd like overheals in the game as well. It would actually add some really fun mechanics in a game like this, being able to like overheal your tank. Or like overheal like a ranger and just send them in going crazy.
Yeah, it would be nice if you healed somebody up to full, it put a nice little shield on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish this game had sort of like the overshield system or whatever, where your shield breaks first and then your life starts going down.
Yeah, I mean I get that's like another layer of armor for damage reduction, but
I think my number one on the wish list is if they're not gonna fix poison being super OP from enemies, they need to put poison armor in the game. I would love poison armor. Like have physical, magical, and poison armor. That would be like a perfect balance. I think part of the problem is that poison sort of falls into both physical and magical damage. Because every poison hit is still a hit.
well, that's the first problem.
Yeah.
Cucumber.
Are you getting enough XP, Nervly?
Around 130 for each. Not that much.
Really good spot for you then.
Yeah, I would say at 14, there's like right outside of the city Tarthfadath like straight out that way. There's more worms over there that are like they're probably like level 15 worms. At any level up until 17, if you're not getting at least 400 XP per kill, depending on how quick it takes to take it down, it's not really worth your time.
Yeah.
What's this do?
Because I just came back from killing some other mobs, and I was getting like 500 XP from them.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's a big difference.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like 500 XP is really solid if you're doing it fast. Like if you can take whatever you're fighting down pretty quick, it's solid. But I find for like the worms, like they're not the greatest for leveling up until this point in the game, just because of them diving underground. It takes longer to kill them.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is the biggest problem with these bitches.
It's just like it's an annoying thing. Like I understand why they did it, but like it's a little bit just makes the fights a little bit more tedious than they need to be. I'm gonna go and pull some of these guys. I don't know if we can.
Well, I can try and see if I can get 1,000 warbow, because I still don't have that. I have 1,000 longbow.
Sweet. These guys over here might kite if you guys want to pop over where I am.
Yep. Come over here.
I don't know what that other one's doing out there. He's just sitting there.
Sorry, Jen.
I think I missed him.
This is a good spot for our group. I mean, we're killing them fast enough. Like,
Yeah.
just hang in the middle.
Like I mean, I
really
got like 438 XP for that, but like we're taking them down so quick it doesn't even matter. Like.
Oh shoot, I'm the only healer now. Okay, I gotta pay more attention.
Oops. Didn't even realize I didn't realize I cast push back until it hit him. I've been tuning out what I'm actually casting for so long. Yeah, well, it knocks them back so they can't dive underground, right?
Exactly. I guess it's not so good with rangers in your party.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just leveled my ranger last week. I'm 100% on board with it. It sucks when you got like if you got like a nice precision arrow charged up, 5 globes perfectly timed out, and then it gets knocked back. You're just like, ugh.
Oh yeah, I know the feeling.
What do I think of sleight of hand? Which one is that? Oh, lend a hand? Is that the one you mean? Or are you talking about, in general, the concept of sleight of hand that magicians use? I like both. No. I'm not a big fan of lend a hand. I think it's not used the way it should be. I think it functions in a really bizarre way that isn't natural feeling at all. What my thoughts are on it, it should come out of your offhand, not out of your wand. And it should go more in the direction you're pointing. Like it should be like, if I point, right now I'm pointing at that tree. Yeah, so like it should shoot that way and it doesn't. It kind of like it works and you can get used to it. Telemnar uses it and he's good. So
That's a sign
it's
of
not
a good group right there.
It's not terrible. It's just it doesn't function the way I wish it would function. It feels really unnatural. It's to me it feels like writing with your offhand. Like if you're left-handed, writing with your right hand. If you're right-handed, writing with your left hand. just feels a little bit strange. You can do it, sure. If you think about it, it'll happen. But it doesn't feel natural, and that's kind of what it boils down to for me. I just think it should feel more akimbo. You know what I mean? Like it should feel like you're like when I play Payday 2 and I hold two pistols, I can point my pistol one way with one hand and shoot, like, so I can go like that and I can go like this, you know, like I think there should be a sort of akimbo wand kind of thing where you're not necessarily casting with each wand, but you're shooting it with the different ones. What am I doing here?
I got a little too close to the war boss.
It almost killed me. I got too close. I didn't think he would actually aggro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the other thing too, is like drawing in 3D, you're going to have that that weird disconnect with some of it because you're actually drawing in, like,
Come on.
I don't know if you'd call it a parabolic arc, but you're drawing basically in an arc.
Yeah, yes, finally. I got a water boy 1000. Dude, it's been forever since I've been trying to get this shit.
Congrats,
There's
man.
5 levels now. Thanks.
Yeah, and now you'll go to trading mines and replace it.
What was that?
Yeah, you can go do like shards or trade-u and you'll replace it.
Oh yeah, true.
But
I
you're
was
ready
actually in
to
the
trade
first-
now, so that's good.
I was talking about this
Yeah,
the
this
other
is
day too,
kind of-
with the
It'll be a little easier to go through
with
those.
the
I threw
magic.
My first trade of mine yesterday was a lab. I got the shoulder
Yeah.
pads. But yeah, I will eventually get the bow too.
I'll let him finish talking. One of the other things I was talking about for the mage yesterday is I'd really like to see something that lets you build up a chain of spells. So it's like a risk-reward system, meaning I can cast 3 Fireball 2s no problem. It's not difficult for me to do that pretty consistently. And I would take the risk-reward of it in that when I do it, I want to... So currently Selfish Streak, how it works is if you cast 3 that are successful, you get a bonus damage on your next cast. Or maybe it's on the 3rd, I can't remember.
So hey,
What-
how close are you?
Probably like 7/8, something like that. I'm getting there. I'm under the O for bonus 4. So yeah, as I was saying, instead of having that, have it so you'll successfully cast the spells, like do them, but it'll suck the spell back into your wand. and then after, like on your third one, if it's successful, it'll cast out all 3 of them at the same time. Now, the reason I like something like this is that there are a lot of things, like say the warrior's blessing of might, that are going to make it so you can do a lot more damage in one specific time frame. I'll be right back, sorry. Oh, noes. Are we all still partied up? Hmm. So I just had someone come to my door and inform me that I'm getting fiber in my neighborhood. I am so fucking jazzed right now. Like, I've got fast internet, but my upload speeds suck. They're like, well, they don't suck, but they're like 10 megabits per second. And I mean, with fiber, your ups and downs are the same. So I could be getting like 200 megs up and down, which is awesome. Means my streams are going to get a hell of a lot higher quality whenever they finish doing that. So I am fucking jazzed. That is cool. Jazz hands. There's nothing retarded about jazz hands. I should see if this guy. Hey, sorry, I'm just on my way back now. Yeah, that was a pretty welcome surprise. I don't always answer the door when I'm streaming, but you know, sometimes it's a package they need a signature for, or sometimes whatever. Like, they usually don't ring the doorbell unless it's something that's actually like I kind of should answer it. But I'm pretty stoked I answered that one because they're basically like, do you want fiber? And I'm like, yeah, I want fiber. And they're like, cool, we'll bring it to your house and it'll take a while, but we'll do it. And I'm like, cool. Dunskies. Yeah, like I think my current internet is like 175 down and like 10 up. And that's pretty fast. Like, I download shit like real quick. But my uploads have always been kind of hindered, which sucks. I don't know if they're still over there or not. Oh, there's someone. Who's that? Hey, Sweaty. There were some guys I was with before. I had to go answer the door. I don't know if they're still out here. Let's go check if they're around the corner. Yeah, sorry. It definitely hinders streaming, your upload speed. Like, Effectively, what it affects is the quality at which you can upload. With 10 megabits per second upload, I can do 720p at like 3500 megabits per second, which is good. That's like totally solid. Like my my videos look okay. But being able to like stream in like say 1080p at those same settings requires, you know, I would probably need like 15 to 20 megabits per second for the same quality, just a higher same outputting bit rate, just a higher resolution. So, and then obviously if you do 60 frames per second like I do, that also ties into it. So if I could be doing, say, like, you know, 10,000 megabit per second stream with 1080p, and then I'm going to basically be a lot more happy, because it gives people the freedom to watch in whatever resolution they want. And the more I output, the easier it is to like reliably view it through Twitch's ingest servers. But at the end of the day, the ingest servers are what really limit me. You know, if you're streaming to Seattle versus New Orleans or whatever, like Dallas, all these places have different ingest servers, and what you can upload to them is going to vary. So you kind of have to do some stream testing and switch between servers, do some server ingest testing, and basically just use what you can on those servers. Because if you're overloading a server, it's also, you're going to get dropped frames and stuff. And one of the problems is you don't really want to be running at the total max end of things. You want to be somewhere in the middle, between quality and maxing out the server. Twitch is a fickle beast. That's all I can say. No, yeah, and see that's the other thing too, is like, I have my stream quality maxed out for what I can do, and it just so happens that in 720p it's totally reasonable. Like, it looks good. But if you try to full screen it, then you'll start to see what its limitations are. And at the end of the day, it's more resolution for me than it is bitrate, but it is still a little bit of both. Let me go see if this group is all low levels.
Alrighty.
Oh, did he teleport? Oh, shit. Oh, there you are. I was like, did he teleport out of here? All right. Oh crap! Pulled another one. Damn it, how did I miss that? Come on. I am on a roll now. I think one of the other things is like a lot of people stream off of the same computer they game on. I don't. I have a separate computer that does the actual stream. Like and handles the actual processing of the stream. So for me, I can run my actual game settings a little bit higher without suffering performance issues. Which I know a lot of people struggle with. God, I am close. Oh man, I'm so close to 20.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I'm so close to 20. How far
Oh,
into
you
your...
can smell it?
Yeah, how far into 19 are you?
Like a quarter?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm
The people in Alphabet right now that I'm talking with are about to start a shard, so I might just go for now. Oh, wow.
Dude, works for me. Awesome. Hey, thanks for that, man.
Hey, no problem. Is that your last one, 20?
No, I got one musketeer left to do, but 3 20s now. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
That's very good. I'm doing my second right now.
Nice. Yeah, I found mage to be probably the most difficult because it's hard to do a lot of the stuff like solo. Like you just take a bit too much damage. But
Yeah.
I think it might also have been different if I would have had some shard gear that I put onto my mage beforehand, just having that extra little bit of protection. But all right, cool. I'm out of here. Thanks, man. Talk to you later.
Hey, no problem, man.
Cheers.
See ya.
All right, time to get some fucking gear for this mage. I gotta tell you, man, it was a slog and a half getting through this, getting through the last few levels of Rune Mage. It is brutal. I don't know that I would have had the incentive to stick with it today if it wasn't for the fact that I was grouped up with some solid dudes. Sir Boomalot is awesome, and so is I forget that other dude's name. Shit. I wish they would have stuck around when I went to go answer the door, but 'tis what it is. But yeah, so that is totally awesome. And to answer your question, how do I link that up? There's an OBS extension called NDI output. I'll write it in chat for you. Look that up. And NDI output is basically what it is I have this computer is linked through a switch and through my router and all that jazz to my other computer, so they can see each other on the same what NDI does is it sort of acts similar to how a DLNA server used to work. It's sort of just your in-home streaming. So what you do is you run a copy of OBS on this computer, run a copy of OBS on that computer, and it's actually compatible between OBS and what's it called? Streamlabs OBS. So I run OBS on this computer and Streamlabs OBS on that computer. Just basically for some of the features Streamlabs OBS offers me. And I also find Streamlabs OBS is a lot less CPU intensive. So it lets me kind of play with the settings and juke it up a little bit higher than I normally could. So basically what it is it streams over my local network. And the one problem you can sometimes run into with that is network load within your house. But I have Cat6 cables throughout my house. All my ports on all of my computers and switches and everything are all gigabit ports, so it's never really been an issue for me, but I could definitely see how some people would run into that problem. Let's delete that, and delete that, and delete that. I don't know if those scales, if I have enough of them already. Anyways, so yeah, it's a pretty solid system running it that way. It's not perfect, but it's as perfect as I would care to get with the system. I didn't want to take the time to set up a full-blown separate streaming card and all that shit. Like there's a lot of things you can do that they work very well, but they're not exactly easy or friendly to do. If you've already got your shit networked up, NDI makes it like super simple. And I'm really, really happy I found it because it was something I was looking for a really long time. Like a solution similar to that. Comcastic, I feel bad. Feels bad, man. What are you gonna give me? 280 dram? That ain't gonna help. I'm damn near broke. I spent 40 grand this week. Look at that shit. I'm down to 21 grand. Rough life. Still nobody in the PvP queue. Rough life. Looking for more to do dungeons. Looking to do farming in the desert. Looking to do farming in the desert. Looking for more to do shard dungeons in the desert. Oh, man.
The general one.
What do I want to do? I guess I could do this. We'll see what
You're gonna have
happens.
to reform the party though. Oh, I found a mage.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, were you guys still looking for a DPS for Desert Shard? Cool. Hang on, I'll hop in Discord. Just give me a second.
General community.
Okay. Yo.
Oh.
What? I get him a message.
I've got like fresh 20 gear on my mage, so if I need to switch over to my ranger or my tank or however, I can do that too.
Should be fine. If we're just doing ones and twos, that should be fine.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm open for it. Mayos. That would be ew.
Right. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Healer. I want my tank.
Where are we at? What dungeon?
Out of high step.
The high step dungeon.
Yep.
It's inescapable.
Nice.
What shards do you guys have?
I
At the moment,
have.
I got a desert crypt one.
I've got one left. I can't remember what it was. I want to say it's Tradu Crypt. It's either Crypt or Skywalk. Hang on.
Out of that, I got a Tradu crypt level 3.
Yeah, I've got a lab level 1 with thick skin, Crypt level 3 with dumbfounded, and Desert Crypt level 1 with indecisive. And indecisive on Desert Crypt is brutal on that last boss. But it's level 1, so if we wanted to, we could do it.
Tradu forests, and then a Tradu lab.
I say we start off with that desert. See what we can get out of that.
Hello.
What's the other desert? What's the mod on it?
Desert. Let me find it real quick. Is strong-willed.
Yeah, I'd take strong-willed over indecisive in there. Just for that
Yeah.
3-man boss, it's kind of a little bit of a pain to do the indecisive
It's
on that one.
indecisive, yeah.
Basically-
Mike is uncocked.
Yeah, it just kind of slows everything down.
I think that's probably one of my least favorite ones to do with indecisive.
There are definitely much worse though. I'll tell you
Oh
that
yeah.
much.
Oh yeah.
Freaking, like tier 10. What's it called? Tradu Forest with indecisive sucks.
Oh,
I
my
don't
God.
have barely any experience with Forest. The day it came out, we played around with it trying to figure it out, and then nobody wanted to go back and do it again with me. So I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, guess I'll do it when I do it, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So I'm still like that one I have the least experience with.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I'm actually in Guild City, so I'm just gonna walk over. Actually, no, because we're not doing that. I'm gonna port from Guild City to the desert.
Okay. I was farming up to 20, so I got a ton of rune mage reagents. So if you guys want to
Cool.
meet over by the dye shop and whatnot, I'll portal us over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I got into a really awesome group earlier, just cruised through almost 2 complete levels, like 18 and 19 in like 2 hours. It was great.
That's not bad. Well, it's still double EXP. I know I'm gonna.
Well, it's
on
not
that
it's
bag
not
wagon
quite
soon.
double. Like what it ends up being is like your first character, you'd get about 800 XP per level 20 enemy at level 19. And the second character, it kind of works out to around like 1100 because of the 30% bonus. And then
It's
I
not
don't know if
50%
it's
bonus.
50%. I don't know if it's 50% of that or if it's 50% of your raw number plus the 30%. You know what I mean?
It should be a total of 80% increase, I think.
Yeah, where it's calculated, where the 50% bonus goes
Yeah.
on, will kind of
Because he said that it
matter a little
was
bit.
like right before it's put onto your character, so it might be multiplicative
Mm.
rather than additive.
Either way, it's noticeable now. Once you get going in a group and you got the 1.6 chain bonus plus that, it was like sweet. I didn't want to say anything and scare anyone off. I'm just like, yeah, we keep going on this, guys. I think
Refreshing
everybody
this
was in the same
dungeon
boat.
until we get rid of these mana cores right here.
Oh, I think I might have had the loading screen crash. Just reopen the game. Just give me 1 sec.
Fun stuff.
Super
2,
fun.
3, 4.
Not yet.
You're still here.
Yeah, it'll show me in there for a second. I just need to
Ah.
reboot it.
I hate that crystal in the center. Makes me lag.
Submitted it.
Bad dragon. Too big.
It was either a lot of vodka or a lot of water.
Why not both?
Vodka water.
Probably make my streams more entertaining. Okay, I'm in. I'm good to go.
Alright.
Oop.
Don't pull.
Oh my god.
Tank shouldn't pull.
It crashed again.
Just because of proximity. This. What just got me down so quick?
There we go.
What?
Oh, it bugged out on me again when I was coming down the stairs. I'd actually never had it happen to me before, but Franny J was talking yesterday about how he occasionally has crashes when he comes down the stairs. And
Yeah.
sure enough, the same thing happened to me. And I'd never had it happen before, so
Fucking everything.
that's okay. We're wiping this stuff out quick.
Yeah. Alright, healer.
Me? Oh.
No.
Oop. I didn't mean to warp you.
Oh, that guy's still up. Oh. Die. There. Oh,
I always have problems getting through this fucking door.
Threaded the needle.
Damn it.
Other mage, do you want to get on the other side and frost this guy?
Which one?
Frost the other guy.
They look like they're both frosted.
Yeah, I just want to be up at the
Okay.
same time. I'm gonna need some heals. There we go. Alright. Good pull. I got this guy. Stop moving.
Come on, Horn. Come on, Horn.
Oh, you won't hold it. Tell you that much right now.
These cactars are actually this pack here. Playing tank for me, that was like one of the hardest things to hold as a group. It just moves so quick. Doing this one on mobile was hilarious because it was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna do anything here.
Yeah.
So what do you want me being the mage with the least experience? Probably. What do you want me doing here? Decurse.
I want you
DPS.
on DPS.
Okay.
Am I going to
can
be
do that.
decursing or am I just healing?
Huh?
Am I going to be decursing as well or am I healing? Just
You're just healing. Just healing. I should be able to cover all the decurse. The only thing that I ask is that you guys all just kind of stick moderately close together.
Yep.
I'll adjust my view. That way I can decurse everyone efficiently. So go ahead and
Cool.
go in. Yep, there we go. Up. Show the
Done.
way.
Okay, there we go.
You might want to hold off on DPS for now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aeon, I want you a little bit further up.
Okay.
That way I can see you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine right there.
Yeah.
You guys can go ahead and go in on the middle guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy at a time. Get him low, but not all the way dead. Shield away, please. You can't block anything. Overhealed. Hold aggro. Yep, switch to the left guy. Aeon, Asuma, could you guys get closer to Zenix? Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, switch.
Yep.
Yes.
Follow the right side. Come over here, guys. Hold still. Hold still. There we go. Closer to the healer, guys. Yep. Perfect.
Hey, Carb, can you move to the right just a little bit? Thank you.
front one's dead.
Oh, he was the guy that.
Oh shit!
Yeah. He was the guy that was
I think he was taking.
poisoning.
Yeah. That's okay. We'll get this. Oh crap! Just missed it.
Alright. You got ults.
Gotta burn him. Show the way.
For a bash.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
It's close. Just graveyard. Alright. Let me pull this guy. Actually, I don't know why I'm trying to do that. Just no one else to dot spread to.
Where's his fucking hitbox? That's what I want to know.
Alright, skip these guys for now.
Yep.
And this wall. Might hurt. Yeah.
A couple hours parachute. Sorry.
Or where's the fifth?
I'm here. My small room doesn't allow me to jump through walls very well.
Oh, you're okay.
You just end up literally jumping through the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Tanks up.
Yep.
Not sure why you're kiting, but oh, gotcha. Never mind. I have this room over here. Alrighty.
Good to go on DPS.
Should be.
Okay.
Oh, that one? What? Thanks, Dad.
What?
Died, but I died.
Yeah, battle res. Maybe.
Yeah, I just need to.
All yours. All yours. All yours.
Oh man. Let him build some aggro a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
4 or 5, you should be good. Jump a little bit further. 1, 2, and
Nice.
we're dead.
There you go. Save your ults if you got them.
What? Not quite. Almost.
Still save it.
Make this in 15.
Oh, dude. Thank you, Beer Grind. Very appreciate it. Very appreciate it. How's
Thank
my
you
Get a
for
brain?
focusing
level
on the
3. Come on, Mayos.
What is going
Can't
on?
I
Come on.
reach that? I think I need to be over a little.
There we go. Yeah, you get to move over. Oh man. They should just
Don't mind me. Don't attack. Do not attack.
Trying to pull the effort by itself.
Nope. Trying to pull the healer by itself.
got him.
Else? Thank you. Oh. Strippers.
We just going in. I can kite the efforts. Are we pulling them again?
No, these guys are all melee. They're all pull at the same spot.
Just
Just these
finish the
snakes should end up
snakes.
dying.
There
Yep.
we go.
Still need a couple more. One more.
I think my dog's moving furniture upstairs.
Oh, I ate that.
What's
There we
other
go.
guy?
In.
Time is up.
Yours.
Climb that one. Ooh! Ooh! And I got some fucking armor. Fuck yeah!
Stuff.
And some techno armor. Let's see what shard we got.
Sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, services. Tradu Forest.
Like I said, I don't have too much experience with that one, so I'd like to put that one off. I've got a Desert Crypt level 1 with Indecisive. Let's just pop
do
out and
it.
pop back in and do that. We burned that
That
group of 3 real quick, so I'm pretty confident.
but I need to go now though. It's a bit too late for me to be awake now.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So we need a
DPS.
DPS.
Okay. Oh, thanks for the run.
Yeah, no worries.
Need a helm, and I'm fully geared.
Telemnar's on. He's a pretty good mage. He's really good at casting afflictions. Affliction 2s.
Invite him.
Yeah, just send him an invite.
He was playing with. Let me just look real quick in Discord. He was in Alphabet a little bit earlier.
Flop my skills around on my ranger real quick since we're here. I want to forget everything. Come on.
Oh, he's still in the party.
Did he? Vision. Food. Multi. Six there instead of 5. Form the party then if you've
Carb should still be able to remove him. He's not offline yet. See if
I
you
got
can
this, I got
remove
this. Who is it? Asmund?
Asmund. Yeah. There we go. Cool.
It's weird that it shows my shield when I'm looking at my equipment of my sword.
Yeah, I've had a few different weird bugs with what equipment is on and what it's showing.
My sword, my hand goes away too.
Yeah, no kidding. That's always one that bugged me.
It shows my shield.
I don't
That's me
see. I'll be right back. I don't know if there's viable DPS musks. I really don't think you would ever choose it. Like, technically speaking, the reason we took that shit down so quick is because of mages. There's no rangers in here, just mages for DPS. And that is honestly like the highest DPS group. This is the highest DPS group I've ever been in, simply because usually there's at least one ranger in there. If you've got good mages, and I'm by no means good, but I'm on a roll today, so I can at least cast a lot of fireball. But don't discredit the use of a muskie,
You're
man.
going to join us?
They are super important.
I say I don't have anyone on.
I sent him an invite, but he might already be in a party. I don't see him anywhere else in Discord, but
Gotcha.
let me just message him on Discord. Be right back. Yeah, as heals, Beer Brian. Okay. Yeah, he just closed the game. I guess he's waiting for pizza, so he's
Gotcha.
out.
Okay, okay.
I'll probably be on for like 45 minutes till Lemnar, depending if we don't find somebody or whatever.
I don't really have anyone online at the moment either.
Let me have a further look.
What you want, girlfriend?
Who is Demiro? I don't even remember playing with that guy.
Story of my life, dude.
I sometimes like go through here and I'm like, I know I must have played with this guy, but
At some
Like
point
I
in time.
recognize the name, kind of, sorta,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's
oh
been like
shit! He said he's gonna
months.
send his roommate to get that pizza. He'll get back on. Sweet.
That
Awesome.
right there is
That's-
a dedicated man.
Yeah, that's commitment to the cause. We're just in
Fuck that pizza.
general one, I think. Yeah.
My roommate can get it. I'm gonna hop on this game.
Actually, in
Giving
the
up
English
pizza's
chat,
life.
but we can hop over to general one.
Oh, we were on general one. Are we not?
Earlier.
I don't know.
Colonel!
Colonel,
Colonel.
I had chicken with you.
Colonel.
Yeah.
What's up?
Just,
Weird.
But, what you doing?
I think this is one desert at the moment.
Sounds cool. I don't know how long I got. I might run one with you guys.
Yeah, our spot actually just filled.
Yeah.
Works, yeah.
So,
I don't care.
I couldn't break the news to Lemnar. He'd be heartbroken after turning down going to get that pizza.
Oh, that's fine. I definitely don't need a one. I just seen you
Yeah.
posted something. I thought I'd go hang out with the pub group.
Hopefully I can get some decent drops to get some gear on this mage. I feel like it's really holding me back.
yeah, you're in you're in full blues, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Everything except the wand. I've got a tier 3 wand, so
Gotcha.
You could be like my archer and have a T10 bow and blues for armor.
actually, you know what's funny is my ranger gearing him up last week. The only thing I was missing was the bow and the gloves, and I mean those are the two things I probably care the most about because I look at my hands all the time.
Oh yeah.
And the bow has the affix, so I'll be right back. Oh man, my old man called me and he's just like, I can hear him getting started on a story right away, and I'm like, yeah, let me cut you off right there. I'll call you back in like half an hour. He is a storyteller of a man. Hey, Lemnar, what's going on?
All right.
Let me know once you're in game. I'll shoot you an invite.
I am.
Really? Still showed you offline. Oh, there we go.
So let's go.
And yeah, we're over at the desert.
I'm on my way.
Sounds good.
Wish you could get different shields that give you different abilities.
Oh, that'd be so good. They just need to. All the classes need to be just a little bit deeper. I was
Just a
really.
little bit, well,
I was really.
aren't they almost?
Oh, go ahead.
Aren't they almost done? Like with this game in the sense they're about to fully release it.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know if that's true or not. They're done their Q2 stretch as of tomorrow, but I don't know what their intent is for coming out of early access.
basically from here on out, they're only working on bug scrub and balance issues.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, until early release is over. So they're not gonna add any new content for probably a while. That doesn't mean they won't add new class things, because that might be in their
I heard they were
scope of
they had
balance.
plans for 3
They've got
new classes.
Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff that like they've discussed that they want to add eventually, but it's not really. I don't think they've actually scheduled doing any of that stuff, but it would have been a lot easier if this entire time throughout all this content release in Q2 they had somebody, Telemnar, if they had somebody dedicated to just fixing the minor bugs. Like I've had a bug with my messaging window since I got the game in December. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
we've had a bug with
basically
our messaging window since early beta.
yeah,
Right before
like,
that,
poke it
but
with your
wasn't there for that.
fucking ring
yeah.
in order to get it to work.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
All right.
A lot of mana, a lot of fucking chimeras.
That's alright. There's 4. There's 5.
Wait, what do you mean? Which world
You
boss?
healing, Alar?
No. DPS.
Gonna be a short dungeon.
Yeah, we actually beat our previous desert one in under 15. So
Can't see
Oh,
me, but I
gotcha.
can see you.
Yeah, we
I gotta quickly close it again. I don't know what it is with this dungeon. This is the only one that I really have issues with.
People
Yeah,
have trouble
same.
with Bio Sanctum and Desert. I don't know why.
actually, yeah, I have seen one person crash in Mouse Sanctum.
Oh, it seems like Shiki and Draven do every
Oh,
time.
there's an update for Orbus that literally just came out.
Really?
Yeah.
I read something about them.
They're probably prepping for the
It's
patch tomorrow.
it's like an insignificant, non-existent patch. Like Steam didn't even show it as having any bytes.
Evidently,
It
So
changed
it's
one
a must-
letter
yeah.
in the tutorial.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And,
they did
what
something
time does
about the
it actually-
dragon in this dungeon.
Colonel, what time does the release happen?
Oh, normally 12 Central, but they haven't like put a hard date on it yet, as far as I know. But
Yeah. All right, we're all good.
they always
Let's move.
try for 12 Central, it seems like, but they don't always make it.
probably scrambling out the ass right now. Like, oh my
Right.
fucking
Let's
god,
roll.
guys!
And it crashed for me again.
I don't know if they're scrambling or not, because they're adding shit that wasn't supposed to be in the update, so they might be like past all the hard shit. But they're adding the wind-up toys and shit that they didn't think were even gonna make it.
Is-
Part of me always wants to make a little bit of a snarky comment when they're like, "Oh, we're putting this other thing in," and I just want to be like, "How about some bug fixes instead?"
It's not on the list yet. They have to wait till this is over.
I didn't even pull one of those motherfuckers. They all just was like, nope, fuck you, Tank. Not worried about you.
Like you said, short dungeon.
Oop. That was kind of stupid of me.
Did you jump into that? You did, didn't
I don't
you?
know what you're talking about. I accidentally charged a sprite while he was about to fucking explode.
Alright, moving on. Go. There we go. Yeah, come here.
I just can't talk fast enough.
You're doing good earlier. It's just whenever I pull, I end up keeping it for. Oh, that was a crit. Got me a rotten finger. Oh, we got these guys over here as well. It's all good. You guys should pick me up. Let's do this. Even easier. Alright, next group.
Oh, nope, okay. Well, you're dead anyways.
It's kind of how these things go.
You guys over here, fuck you. Slap you in the face.
He's dead, dude. It's okay, you don't have to.
He's dead already.
Me coming in
Leave
there,
him
I
alone.
understand, was a little bit overkill. But shit.
Alright, same thing as last time. I got decurged.
Already? I wonder if this works. Hold on. Hey, fuck. I gotta actually aim that one.
But
Seem to... Ah! It does work!
Yeah, don't bother stunning either. It won't really do a whole lot. Just keep provoking the one guy.
Yeah, you should be good. Guy on the left.
Healer overhealed, pull aggro.
Horn not working. Everyone, I need you to readjust a little bit.
again? And again? What? I wasn't even healing.
Why is the horn not working?
Other mage, if you could. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. That guy's actually going down fairly quick.
Oh, the guy in the back with the poison?
Yeah. Turret's down. That didn't take. There we go.
Switch over.
Yep. Right.
Switch around to the back.
Backside. Tal, hang on. There you go.
Thank you.
Come closer if you can. Oh, stay put. There you go.
So one's
Alright,
done.
teleport. Doing great.
One's dead.
Okay, burn him.
Burn the tree.
Nice. That's what it's all about.
Very good.
I got a
Ooh,
super.
and
I'm gonna save mine.
Die off of that. Bet.
We're doing real good on time, anyways.
Healer. I'm all good. Actually, I don't want to do that.
Orbs up.
That's not what I want to do.
I have 100% not got you right now.
No orbs. There we go.
I don't know why. It's such a habit to immediately use Arcane Explosion afterwards, Arcane Missile.
We have a shortcut for it. We're doing so fast. Or at least
I've
the way
never,
of getting,
I've heard of
Arcane
different ways of doing it, but
I
they all
saw
pretty
one,
much seem the same length.
I saw one today on Decoy's thing, Discord.
How did he do it?
It's in one stroke. It's so you do the normal way, but instead of making like a line, you keep going straight, you make a triangle, and then you draw a last line in the same stroke.
Is the triangle upside down?
Yeah, it's at the end. the
So
triangle.
it's still interpreting the V in the same place. You're just shortcutting the H portion of it.
Well, no, it's taking the V. Well,
It's the same way you do yours, ALR.
It's a little different.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It just was posted yesterday. I don't know if you've seen that one.
yeah, it's
Same way you do it.
No, I go straight up with mine.
I need to see it.
It's interesting.
Not yet.
Yeah, no. I should be able to now.
Yeah, you should
Sorry.
be good.
Okay. Could you move your turret up a little bit? I might end up hitting it if I'm not paying attention. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the same way you do it, ALR. It was just posted yesterday, though. But it's in his Discord.
And then straight up?
Yeah, the straight up.
Okay.
To the right, then 45 down.
I don't have a horn at the moment.
It's all good. I'm just stopping DPS.
Oh.
Yep.
Come here. Oh.
That's what happens when I get triple affliction.
It was the same guy that did that wonky Greater Affliction post I did the other day.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me, this one.
I have not been able to do anybody's Greater Affliction, except for that one you showed me to Lemnar. I was able to get it a
Yeah.
few times, but it's
Mine
not.
is
I can't
easy.
do it consistent. That's the only problem for me.
The ugly one or the very ugly one?
Not the super ugly one. The one that I don't understand how the hell it's even interpreting it as affliction.
It
too.
works.
Yeah.
Judge me. Need to stop judging me.
I should still stop.
4, 5, 6, 7.
There.
Alright, I got 10 on them.
I just stick to one affliction then.
Yeah, I'll let you one affliction if you want, like the two others. There's no way I'm getting the Angler back. So.
Healer ate some of that. Dude, I don't even have an affliction on you that time. Get out of here.
I think he just likes you.
Yeah,
He
it's
really
probably
does.
Time to, it's probably time to get like Frost one and Fire one. You know.
All right, 3 minutes.
Have you had it?
I have mine. Why am I stuck in combat? All right.
No one graveyard, please.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. That is
With what?
I was stuck in combat, and then like nothing was spawning in, and I don't know if I think it might have just desynced me or something.
Probably.
Now we're okay. Sweet.
Die. Actually.
I swap over to DPS real quick, just to get this out of the way.
Alright, hurry up.
Oh, yep, where's my? There we go.
I'm going to life well.
Oh no. Move just as I'm about to pop a hill. I can't see you.
Right underneath you.
My hair's still
Don't
down.
let me down. Don't
My
let
hair's
me
still down.
down. There we go. Under 15. Good stuff.
Oh,
guys.
90s. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Time is it?
Ooh, drum.
I don't
At
unless
199.
unless we get a mouse. Hang on.
Oh yes, I got a gun. Exactly what I needed.
Never get anything.
Crypt, Tradu Crypt level 3 with alert. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and just fucking use this roll. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to do another one.
Okay.
Shit, sucks.
And so
And it's a wand. No. Oh no.
Is it a good one?
No, it's a fucking treasure master. God damn it.
Well, you'll get rich.
I can at
Lucky.
least, I guess I can roll some strength out of it. A little bit. Yeah. So it wasn't totally useless.
that's a nice gun.
Say,
Those are the
that's a
last
nice
ones I need to
gun.
replace.
Sick Terminator 2 reference. Thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, I better get going here, guys. Thanks to the group.
Yep,
No problem.
All right, pizza's here. I'll
Perfect
probably
timing.
go and eat.
I love your dedication to this game.
Yeah. he
It's
was
all about
he
the
was
game.
out, he was ready to eat, but no. I reeled him back in. Cool. All right, talk to you guys later.
See you later.
Yeah, I'll see ya.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, what a day. What a day. What a lovely day. It's got from 18 to 20 with my mage. I'm actually not feeling like a complete piece of shit with it today. I apparently got this emerald dye. When the hell did I get that? That's cool, because that's going to be part of my my color scheme for this. I don't know exactly what I want to do. Probably emerald and like maybe emerald and coal. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, awesome day. I'm really, really, really fucking happy, like to the point I can't stress that I am done grinding this character. Mage is like painful. However, dun, dun, dun. Anyways, we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we cross it. You can tell it's a bridge by the way it is when you cross it. Pretty happy that I got Crypt level 3. I'm not crazy about it, but I think with a group like those guys, I could no problem steamroll through some level 3 crypts. I'm not like, here's the thing. With Crypt, Mutated Worm just takes some time, but if you got a good group that's experienced on it, it's not bad. You can do it pretty quickly. And if you do the fast method of doing it, in a group like that, we probably could have taken down Mutated Worm on a tier 3 in like, I don't know, like 5 minutes maybe? 4, 3, something like that. Soul Keeper is tough though. That's some tough shit. And I don't really know for a mage what the hell you're supposed to do on Soul Keeper. I know it's like a DPS thing, you're just killing ads basically, and then using your supers on the big guy when he comes up, and attacking the big guy when he comes up, and all that stuff, but it is, do a backflip. This is what a backflip in VR for me looks like. That's about the extent of it, because I can't roll over the top, it doesn't work. I could do like a sidewinder, little barrel roll. Can I get do a barrel roll? Whoop whoop. That's the extent of my actual getting physical in this game. You can't go too far with it, you know? VR's not there yet. I can't wait for my little bungee harness thing. You remember those? Like, they're like jolly jumpers for adults. I want one of those to play VR and then play fighting games in VR with wireless. I'd need a chin strap for this fucking thing though, because it'd go flying. Dude, backflip kicks. Anyways, all right, I gotta get going. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining me on my journey to 20 as a mage, and watching me not suck and not get frustrated as a mage. That's the important part. That's the part that you know, as a viewer, that's all I hope for, is like for you guys to like be like, look, he did magic and he was pretty successful at it. He didn't get pissed off. Because a lot of times doing mage, I'm just like, fuck. Ah, fuck. Oh, I got one. Nice. Oh, nice. I can't not cast Fireball today. I'm fucking cruising through it, no problem. Did you see how he was doing that fucking... Looked something like that. So what I'm talking about is he was casting like this, but no line. I can't even fucking cast it. What am I doing here? What am I doing with my life? Nice, nice, very nice. Wikicraft. It's like witchcraft, but wikicraft. Okay, cool. Well, I am out of here. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Later.